Well, we have an update now to that massive explosion and fire at a Hayward power plant. Just hours ago, state regulators gave the plant the green light to restart operations.
Now, the city and some of its residents have voiced strong opposition to that decision. Our investigative reporter Jarosz is here now. And Brooks, you've been following the developments ever since that steam turbine blew apart and then caused that large fire back in May.
And now the power plant could start providing power to the grid by the middle of August. But Calpine, which runs the plant, has been put on notice. The lack of transparency has to change, and safety improvements must be made to keep everyone safe.
We have lost significant trust over the past 3 weeks, and we think in your capacity as commissioners, you should as well.
The city of Hayward wasted no time blasting a company's proposal to restart a power plant that had an unexplained explosion and fire. It sent heavy chunks of hot metal catapulting up to 1,200 feet away.
I, as the fire chief of this community, need to be able to look the community in their face and tell them that it's safe. I have a responsibility to do that.
Calpine owns the Russell City Energy Center. It asked the California Energy Commission to approve a plan to bypass the steam turbine that blew up without knowing what caused the blast in the first place. Even state regulators are on board, forcing Hayward's mayor to sound off.
Frankly, we are astonished and appalled at this application and your staff's recommendation of approval. This application puts profit and feeding the grid ahead of the safety of our residents and people working in or in proximity to this seemingly unsafe power plant.
Just this week, KTVU reported that regulators found 14 significant safety violations 2 years before the explosion. City leaders had no idea. Calpine responded publicly for the first time.
The safety of our employees, neighbors, and the community are very much our highest priority, and we are really committed to safe and reliable operation of the facility.
Calpine aims to generate half the power it normally does for the grid with this modified plan. Promising more scrutiny over the plant, commissioners unanimously approved the restart.
What happened in your community is unacceptable, and I think we're fortunate there wasn't a fatality, to be honest, and we have to do better collectively. That cannot happen again.
The city is still skeptical.
The question for me is not just whether the plant can be reopened safely, but whether Calpine can operate that plant safely.
Now, some changes for Calpine include routine safety checks, regular meetings with regulators, and allowing plant access for firefighters. In fact, the fire department and state regulators will meet to discuss how to prevent critical incidents. They're going to do that within the next 30 days.
Yeah, when you think about just how big some of those pieces were that flew up to 1,200 feet, are we ever going to know what caused this explosion?
So Calpine has hired an independent company that's doing its own investigation. We're expected to find out this fall.
All right. I know you'll be following it for us. Brooks, thank you.
You're welcome.